I'm on my way to my second guitar lesson, and if you are new to the channel, we're all about trying new things. So let's go check out this lesson right now. Can't wait. All right, so we're tuning the guitar.
Yes, we're gonna keep tuning that guitar.
Okay. So this one.
So that one's just a touch. Yeah.
It's easy.
Yep, that one's perfect. All right,
Okay.
and now we're gonna go on to the G string. So it's gonna be this one right here.
Okay, gotcha.
At the top.
G string.
Yeah, and so the direction is opposite. So if you are loosening it here,
Oh.
it's the other way around. If
Gotcha.
you're tightening here, it's vice versa.
Oh, I didn't know that. I guess I intuitively maybe I just never do it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Sounds
Wait,
good. Yep.
Hold on.
That one's flat. Yeah.
Flat. There you go. Got it. Okay.
These
And,
two are the ones that usually get out of tune the fastest.
and if you're bumping around, if you have a soft case, it's
Yeah.
probably gonna get
even more.
even more.
Oh, that one helped pretty good.
Okay.
All right.
And what chord do you play when you want to hear it?
I just do an open strum.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, I do an open strum first, and then usually I'll play
And you put a chord.
something. Yeah, just to get a feel for it. But yeah, the open strum lets me tell if it's actually like fully tuned, or if sometimes the microphone will pick something up, like it'll
Yeah.
pick up my voice, or it'll pick up some whine,
So be
and
quiet.
it'll give you a pitch that wasn't actually what it's at, so it might be a little bit off. So
Got
that's
it.
why I do an open strum at the end.
And try to make sure it's quiet when you're tuning. No,
Yeah.
Nobody talking.
Yeah, you don't want people to be talking while you're tuning.
Right. Okay, so do 1, 2. Okay.
It is as good as that gets. Yeah.
Oh, one of the songs that one of my
Oh yeah.
subscribers wanted me to learn was "Closing Time," but it's a little advanced. Some of the chords.
Something like that.
That's fun. Okay.
Yeah. It's open chords. Yeah.
It is.
So
open
those
chord.
are more practice based. What was your first lesson like?
It was
that was
kind of
good
like
stuff.
what we just went over. We went over just how to tune the guitar,
Yeah.
and we learned 88 Dynamite Goodbye Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
And then Steph gave me a little overview of trying to learn where all the different chords
Yes.
are.
Yeah.
And that's where we left off.
Cool,
And
yeah. I think we did a little bit of
didn't
that
really
before.
practice a whole lot.
That's yeah. Fortunately, that's kind of the hardest part of learning an instrument. Is you can do a lot in a lesson in an hour, but it's really all about how much you practice.
Exactly.
So yeah, first thing,
Teach me what
is
you want me to know.
learn how to tune the instrument when you know how to tune the instrument, because we know how to do that, but if you don't have a tuned instrument, then even if you're playing stuff correctly, it's not going to sound great, and it won't sound right, and it's a little discouraging. Most people don't have perfect pitch, but if you have, there are online tuners.
Okay,
and
yeah, that's
there's
what
an
Steph did show me a little bit of that.
And then the way it works is the fifth fret of
That's
these
what-
strings are the same pitch.
Ah.
So this is an A,
This
and this is an A. So once you have one string tuned, you can kind of tune, and you'll hear a resonance. So you hear
Okay.
the note is the same across, and it just sounds fuller than playing this
Okay.
note alone or this note alone.
Oh yeah, and see, Steph was trying to show me like, but this
Yeah.
is where all the A's and the E's, and I'm like, oh, I gotta
Yeah.
study that.
Yeah. So if you want to memorize the fretboard, there's a lot of little tricks.
That's what I was wanting, the tricks,
There's
the
octaves.
hacks.
So this is an octave.
Yeah.
Which basically means this is the same note but a pitch higher.
Right.
Or, but an octave higher. So you
Right.
go for a scale and then you get here. That's the same note.
What note was that?
This is an
That's an E because.
E. So
Wait,
I'll show you with
my
the.
E
I'll show you
didn't
with
sound
the,
the same as yours. Are you the second fret? Oh,
second
you're-
fret. Yeah.
Okay, so first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and my fifth has a dot.
Yes. So on electric guitars, you'll usually see a third and then a fifth one. On
Okay.
acoustic, you'll usually see only the fifth marker.
Okay, so there's a fifth marker, and then skip, and then seventh.
Fifth, seventh, ninth, and then it'll be 2, and then a 12.
Okay, 2, and then this is the 12th fret. So
Yeah.
you know the 12th fret because there's
And the
2
12th
dots.
is special because the 2 dots represent the octave. So
Oh, I
this
didn't know
note
that.
is the same as this note, but an octave higher.
Repeat that with this note.
So when you're starting out, as long as you learn your shapes, the shapes move across the fretboard, and that's what
The
matters.
shape of the chord.
Yeah, the shapes across. So I'm pretty sure we did this a little bit, where we did like our first chords were like an E and an A.
Yeah, E, I love E. So E is the third string and the fifth and the fourth.
Yeah, and if you use slightly different fingering for this. and
Oh,
then
am I
move
doing it
down.
wrong? Because we want to have that first finger open
Yeah,
for better bar chord. So I need
this is
to
a perfectly
stop.
acceptable fingering for E.
It's a rookie move.
Well, not necessarily. This is just in E, but when you're fast and you've trained your fingers, it doesn't really matter how you approach this because you're just moving your finger down.
So get used to playing it.
But
free up that first finger because you're going to use it as like a bar chord.
When you start learning bar chords. Now that's a little bit down the line. I think the first things I would teach is there's two different ways you can go with the start of guitar. One is you can learn basic licks, and licks are just like little phrases in guitar where you basically learn things from songs. You might not know an entire song, but you might know like recognizable parts. Depending on the genre, like if you like metal, you have a little bit of metallic.
That's your favorite.
I don't have any distortion.
Yeah, that's cool.
But you have something like that. You can learn like AC/DC if you're more classic rock. You can learn
Beatles, like D Tripper.
I don't know that one off the top of my head.
I
I'd have to look it up. But
I was taught that growing up.
You take a bunch of different styles of licks and different instruments or from a genre, you learn that song, and that's one way to go at it.
Like Nirvana.
Yeah, Nirvana is a pretty good one.
I heard the kids playing that. Yeah, that's
so
hot.
There's that. You can do that.
I like that one.
A little bit of that. The other way to go about it is to learn open chords, and that's more if you're into the pop music. So
that's what I know. Open
Taylor
chords.
Swift is open chords. So it's find a capo and then learn the open chord.
My capo got lost.
Yeah, you don't need a capo right now while you're learning the shapes.
One. Yeah.
So that's the nice part about the shape thing is if you know this shape.
C.
Yeah, that's
a
C. Perfect. If I put a capo on the third fret and play a C here, it's a different chord, but it's the same shape because I'm barring and then I'm basically doing this to it.
But it's the same chord, it's just in a higher.
Yeah. It's for simplicity, this is a G.
Yeah, that's a G.
Thing. I'm not going to go into the full
That's what
theory
Steph was kind of showing me,
Yeah.
like there's different places.
Yeah, this is basically a G, but it has some embellishment to it, and it changes how the chord is a little bit.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So, this is a C. So if you know that C chord, you can move it around with a capo.
Right.
So how many of the do you know all of our open chords yet?
I know the basics like G, C, E minor, D.
Awesome.
D7.
Yeah, D7's a good one.
A7.
A7's a good one, yeah.
G7.
That one's a good, yeah. Okay.
G7. D7.
Okay, cool. So we know
E
good
minor,
amount.
E minor, let's see. Yeah.
That's actually more than usually I would
B's
start
a little
with.
tricky. Like, isn't B like?
B is the weird one where it's a bar chord naturally, or you can play like a.
Is it a second fret? Where is it?
It's a second fret. It's a bar chord. So you play with the A shape. You move it down to the fourth fret, and then you bar the second fret, and then that's a B. You can cheat a little bit. You can do that, or you can do that if you want. Like if you don't care about this high pitch.
Okay, so that is your B, and you're barring the second fret, and you're doing an A shape, and that's your B.
Yeah, and you can.
That's the bar chord B.
Yeah.
Is that what you say?
Yeah, it's a B bar
It's
chord.
a B bar chord. So
Yeah.
if you're playing with the, free up that first finger. So get away from playing the open chords. If you want to get better, train this finger to become the bar, the capo.
Sure.
Basically.
Yeah. Basically. So you can't always do A this way.
That's how I've always done it, and I've toned myself there. And
a lot of people will actually play A with a bar.
Yeah, I've done that too. But then it gets messy and sloppy because I'm not hitting it nice and clean because my finger is messing it up. Because you have to hit the second, the third, and the fourth, right?
Yeah.
And how do you know you're? Am I hitting it?
It's a lift, and then this part needs a lot more pressure.
And when you say lift, you're talking about you need to move your hand and lift.
So, yeah. I'm like emphasizing it.
Lift your
but
hands.
like,
Okay, let me see. That's hard.
This is hard.
How do you know?
You don't need to do it, so you can stick with that.
This is how I've done it because I know I'm hitting the second, third, and
then
fourth in the second fret.
When you want to play, if you want to go from an A to a B from an open,
That's the hard
you don't
part.
need to actually. Your finger's already there, so you don't need to start here and slide. You can just do.
Okay, so you're just saying, but you did move up. You freed up the first.
Yeah. You can do both.
But it doesn't really
practice.
reach. You gotta train your finger, and
Yeah.
it's not the front of the
And
fret.
then this one needs to stretch, so it's a big old stretch.
Is-
I choose a song based on what they like, because if you like something enough, you will just go for it, even if it's
Okay.
way harder than
Okay.
anything you can actually play currently, because you'll
Okay.
just push yourself to do it. And just a quick chord. It's right hand. So the chords are simple. It's just that's not any song in particular, but it's a pretty common phrase. So
Yeah.
the idea is if you can switch fast enough and then emphasize with your right hand, it can sound better,
Right.
even if it's
What were
relatively
those three
simple.
chords that you
It's
just
an
that
A,
list?
C, D.
Okay, so you're doing.
Yeah.
Say the chord when you're doing it. I don't
C,
know.
G, G,
G,
D.
D.
And then I'm adding embellishment, which is I'm adding my pinky and then lifting.
Yeah, I lift too, yeah. But what are the chords again?
So it's A, C, G, D.
D.
Yeah. C, G, D. Not a song in particular. It's just a
But no, but
relative.
that's like
It's a common chord
practicing.
progression, and then you might see a lot of chord, or you change it to an A minor and it sounds different.
Right.
And then you can do like an E minor or something.
Right.
So,
those four
But the
chords.
right hand makes it sound way better than
Right,
what
the
I'm playing.
strumming.
If I play the same thing with,
Or you gotta get the
It's not-
strumming down. That's why the guitar
So-
tune was telling me you need to practice your strumming
yeah.
too.
strumming is the right hand technique is what makes or breaks a song when you're playing open
If
chords.
you're a righty.
But the other thing is those switches tend to be how fast can you move your fingers and if you have the dexterity. So my favorite first beginner exercise is the spider crawl, which is you just it's keeping all four of your fingers on all four frets
At the front
and
of
you
the
walk
fret.
it up.
And
Yeah.
the front of the fret
So
is better.
the idea is you want to have as close to the fret as possible because it's the way you get a pitch is
the beginning of the fret.
yeah. So right before
Or the bar line.
before that bar line.
That's the front.
Because if you don't make contact, it's not actually making a pitch. Once you make contact
Okay.
is when it turns into a pitch, if that makes sense.
A
So if I
pitch.
go,
And go backwards. You're strengthening your hand.
yeah, so you're just doing that,
Okay,
right?
So
And then you do that from here. First you start with just, you start slow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
and you're not moving your hand around. You're really using each
I'm
finger
using
and
each finger
each
and
fret.
I'm leaving them on the fret.
You're leaving them on the fret. And what this does is it just
It really stretches your hand out because you have this shape constantly.
constantly.
And it forces you to put pressure on all of them.
And is at the gym, do you want us, if we're doing weights, does this help at all? Any
It
of those
does.
movements?
I mean, being physically fit is helpful, but it's not necessary. It's finger strength. It's not. Wrist strength is more for when you're playing bar chords. If your wrist is weak, this is gonna hurt when you play for an
Yeah.
extended period of time, or especially like power chords.
should you be propping? Some people prop.
I mean, some people will play like this, where they'll play on their knee.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
It's fine.
Is
It's
it
just
weaken
a-
the muscle?
It's just a play technique.
Okay, but the practice, is this like homework? Is it
Yeah.
you've got
So
to
homework.
strengthen the hand?
Homework. 10 minutes of this, and it's gonna feel weird to do. First, you start with just these 4 frets.
Right.
So, right, you do that, and then back.
And you're not looking. You need to try to do it though.
I mean, sure, it's okay if you look. I just have done this. I do this while so literally watch like a TV show and do it.
And you're using a pick.
Yeah, I'm using a pick. So
And
when
you're
I'm going
hitting
fast,
every string that you know where your strings are.
Yeah.
Because look, I have to kind of look at both. I'm here and here, and I'm like,
I'm pretty young, but I've been playing for almost 14 years now. So, yeah. Or actually coming around 15 years. For a beginner, don't feel ashamed to play a song that you
whoa,
G,
there
D, A,
it
minor,
is.
C.
So
Yeah.
how do we start to play the song, or no?
I mean, that I think we'll ask you for a
Yeah.
subscription or whatever.
So wait,
but-
right. So what next? So how are we
So
at
what I
our
was
time?
gonna say. So we have that spider crawl.
So
That's the first thing.
homework.
So that's a start. Once you get decent at this,
You want to be able to go backwards too? Oh, I had to go backwards.
if you don't go backwards, it's really easy to go forwards actually.
really easy. It's not easy.
It's easy because that's the natural way your brain thinks, but it's hard because you have
I
to.
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. It's like saying the alphabet backwards.
Yeah.
I got you. But at the end of the day, all we're really doing there is really
So
just
you're
building
strengthening.
our strength.
Those 4 frets, that's the base level of the spider crawl.
Oh, look what you're doing there now. You're
Yeah.
adjusting the voice.
If I change it, so
Oh yeah, that's it. What did you say it to?
I change it to British, I think.
British word? British?
Yeah, that's like British. So
British
that's
voice.
It adds a little bit of distortion to it.
Oh,
I was
okay,
playing
yeah.
when I was playing here, I'm playing on like a very clean sound, so
Okay.
it's very nice. It
What's
sounds
the
like
name
a-
of that one? There's 4 settings to the voice.
So this is tweed. It's like country style. This
Okay.
is called blackface. A little bit harder.
Okay. Blackface? Call?
Yeah, I think it's
I can't
something like that.
Anyways, on the voice now.
Yeah, it's the voicing. So this is
Play with
effects
it.
on the amp. British is more of like British rock.
Oh, okay.
So this is more like
Okay. I
and
got
then you have like your metal setting, which is
Is that your favorite?
metal. Or like
Poor parents growing up were like, oh god, he's playing the metal.
I mean, my dad's a metalhead.
Oh, okay, we're very sure so too.
Yeah, so he's a
Okay.
metalhead. You can play metal, and then
Got it.
each of the lights has like a different meaning. So green means it's like,
This is for
slightly
the
less
electric.
distorted.
If you have an electric,
Yeah.
and this is your
and then
amplifier.
red is that sound. It's
Okay.
I prefer like the orange light tone because
Got
it has the distortion.
But if you're just getting started, you probably won't have a Fender.
Yeah.
Not a Fender. You
yeah.
won't have an electric.
A
You'll
lot of
just get
amps now,
like
a lot of the early player packs have amps like this.
That's
The
gonna
first
be-
time it will probably take about 45 minutes. Yeah, the first
Okay.
time it'll take 45 minutes. I can do it in about 5.
Because you're an expert.
Yeah.
And you've been playing for over
So
15 years.
10 minutes is
Just
the first
hand
thing
warmed
is
up.
get hands warmed
Hands
up.
warmed up.
And then the next thing is pick a piece. So
Not the strum though. We haven't talked.
4 count beats is the way to start.
What's
When
that?
you're a
Down,
pure
up, down,
beginner.
up, down, up.
No, just downs. So that's not it.
We don't want to do. Is that the British?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
we love the British, but
2, 3, 4, something. I don't know.
I
That was
always
really-
say that at
really
the end of something like closing time.
good. Exactly.
Like
So
yeah,
there's
last-
the chords there. I don't really like using the chords there.
right. And we've got 15 minutes left.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but I like this because it spaces it out a little
Does
bit
it
better.
scroll for you?
It does not scroll for you, but it's the same thing. over
Because
and over again.
Cartooner does, but then you got to pay for the subscription if you want to get the full
If you
words.
want to get the audio,
This
and
is
things
free,
Like, this
'cause you
is
just
just you can look
Google
up
it.
chords, Google. Yeah.
Got
We actually have a database of songs. I checked just out. We don't have. I don't believe we have the right closing
I
time.
picked one that we don't have.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
You
so
can just
now
zoom
it's
in.
G, D, A minor, C.
Yeah.
basically.
So it's that for the entire song.
Really
Uh,
easy.
Yeah. So
It's
it's
a good
that
one.
all the way for the entire song, and it's on a 4.
What does a 4 mean?
So
4
it's on a
strums.
4 count beat. So it's a 1, 2, 3.
Should I be
4.
tapping my foot to
Um,
4 count?
yeah,
How do I
I-
go 4? Does it say 4? Where's 4? It doesn't say.
It doesn't say it. I just know it because
You just know it.
that's why I would recommend learning your open chords. Just because when you pull up a chord like that, if you know a little bit of right hand theory and a little bit of
You can
chords,
get through
you
it.
can get
You
a song.
can play
like
the
this.
song at the
But-
campfire.
If you're not comfortable with your right hand, you can still do closing in time, open all the doors So yeah, and
Gotcha.
it's half notes. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, switch 4.
Okay. And
then
then I
that's
noticed
how-
you kind of went up strong at the end of each little
It's a-
section.
it's a
that you-
habit.
It's just for fun.
It's a habit. Yeah,
Makes it kind of spice it up a little.
it's muscle memory. But
Okay.
yeah, so that's
That's one.
one song. I know you're talking like
Let's see.
Taylor Swift. That's a pretty topical one.
Oh,
To
yeah,
it, it's
yeah,
very-
yeah.
I think the one that is most popular is Love Story. I have a capo with me, so I can
Oh, I
just
know my
demonstrate it.
cape. I don't have one.
So
anymore.
actually,
have to
this
get
is
a
actually
new
a good
one.
point. So technically, all songs are relative. It's just the key that changes.
Right.
So all the capo is doing is taking these chords and moving it up 2 frets.
Right.
So if I play these same chords, it's not going to sound the same if I played it with the song.
Right.
But if I go, so that's what it sounds like, right?
Okay.
If I add the capo,
Oh, I don't know F. Is this F?
F is this. You can play that.
Is
Or
that F? Do I have it?
Yeah.
What
Right
does
there.
it sound like?
Because I have a capo on now.
Oh.
If I take off the capo,
It's the first, second, third, and
yeah.
but don't play the top string because it's an A shape.
Yeah. Yeah, so the reason you're not playing that is because you would be playing open E and you need an F. So if you look at this is just the same. So it's actually just these bottom 4. So you can, yeah. You can add that finger and then work your way up. But yeah, so if I add this capo,
I think I got that.
yeah. If I have my capo,
And you're not putting it at the front of the fret. When you put a capo on, doesn't it matter where you put it?
I put it in the middle because
Why?
It just adds a little bit of space. It doesn't make a difference
It
because yeah.
I always thought it does.
So the reason it doesn't is because it's putting enough pressure, so it's contacting. So the whole point of the reason you're told to put your finger close to the fret is
front
it's
of the fret.
It's easier to press down. But I can play the same note here. This requires significantly more force to get it to contact here.
On an acoustic.
Than it does
right,
here.
because I don't have a speaker, so I gotta
Yeah, because
hit
if
harder.
If you're
Strum
playing
harder.
here, the idea is you're creating a little curve, and
Okay.
the bottom of the curve is closest to your finger, and so it's easier to make it go next to the fret, as opposed to here, you're actually working against.
So don't
and-
freak out, but if you're not at the front of the fret, but
Yeah,
you
I-
might have to push
I
it
very-
a little harder
I
if you
very-
want it crispier.
Yeah, I very rarely, like my fingers tend to be a little bit closer together. Like these are not close to the.
They're not close, yeah.
But
And you're
it
doing,
works still.
and that's an F in an E in
Yeah,
a bar
eventually
chord.
that's why the spider crawl is so good. If your fingers get strong enough, it doesn't matter where you press it. You can just play like
You're pushing hard.
you can play wherever. Like this, I want to play in the middle because if I play 2 here, it buzzes out.
Buzzes out if you're on the
'Cause these
fret
fret-
line.
Because these frets are thinner. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, but then you have like the chorus, which I do kind of remember.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Where are we?
And I said, somewhere we can be alone, be away. Nothing new is wrong. And sit down, be the princess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. Yeah. So,
Okay, gotcha.
stuff like that. So that's why I would say once you get those down, it's not really a matter of ability. It's pick a song you like and then work on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So if it's not a song that is predominantly based on like guitar music, usually it's open chords, and if you know your open chords, you can play it.
There we go.
But it's
So
like-
wait, will you call?
Makes sense?
Got
So
it.
yeah, but it doesn't particularly sound exactly the same. It works for
Right.
campfire chords though.
That's a good one. And
Yeah,
that's
so-
just D, C, and G.
Yeah, so when you want to progress, this is kind of like a crash course on how you progress through the levels, I would say.
Okay.
I wouldn't say anyone should be expected to be able to do this right away. Like, I've kind of forgot how to play it too.
Wow. It makes you really appreciate. Practice, practice, practice.
That's what it is.
That
Something like
intro, right? That,
Yeah,
that,
so
what do you call it, the bridge.
that's the intro, like, strumming pattern. And he does this for the entire song.
Love it.
Yeah, and then he goes, like, eventually he does...
Sounds so good. Who's the
Leonard Skinner.
That's right.
Yeah,
Leonard Skinner.
they're a big band, so
Yes.
this is also not even, like, a lot of the times they have, like, 7 guitarists just playing at the
Yes.
same time.
Yes.
When they play, like, they'll do big festivals, and they'll have, like, full orchestra behind them.
Oh,
Just
like
playing.
at the Radio Shell,
Exactly.
the orchestra.
So this is one guitar playing one part,
Got
but
it.
a lot of the times there's embellishments between all the guitars. So that's how you get that sound.
Cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so in summary, how are we doing on the clock? We have to
We have
summarize.
exactly 1 minute.
So summarize lesson number 2. Where are we
summarize
at?
lesson number 2. We know what we should do to check before we even start playing. We tune up, check.
Use
just
guitar tuna, or if you have
guitar
another
tuna,
friend, start
figure
with
out-
the E.
Yeah, figure out how you can tune up and make sure you're in tune for what you're going to play. Then go 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're strengthening, you're warming up, 10 minutes if you can, just
Yeah.
strengthening up
And
your
then-
hands,
yeah.
and you're picking, use the pick, don't use your
Exactly.
fingers because
And then start. I mean, fingers is fine too, but that's not how you're gonna play.
find some songs that you want to do that are
Find a
simple.
song that you want to learn. It doesn't have to be simple if it's a piece that you want to work on.
Closing time.
This is great, like Sweet Home
Sweet Home
Alabama. If
Alabama.
you're really into it, it's I want to learn this. Okay, and then piece by piece, take it stuff like this. The way to practice is okay. And then I forgot what it.
Got it. Find a song. Learn, search the chords. If you want to get into
Something like
this,
that,
this
right.
is tab or
And then
sheet
yeah,
music.
take the time to just learn it. Right,
And-
like I forgot the song, so I would have to spend like 5 minutes just going over it.
And,
over
and
and
how
over
many
again.
times do you want me to practice per week?
So start with, if you can get it, half an hour every day.
Half an hour?
Yeah.
Should I put it next? Do you keep your guitar nearby?
I have my guitar next to my computer, and I dedicate practice time. So I,
Got it.
on average,
Just try.
about 2 hours a day
But
for me.
but you're advanced. You're the
So
instructor.
half an hour is a great starting
If you
point.
can get
If you
to
can
30 minutes, a guitar tuna can
it's
help.
kind of like exercise where it's the more you do, the better it is.
All right, gotcha. So
But
10
like the
minutes a
recommended
day
is
start.
do half an hour a day if you can.
If I can. And
Yeah.
it's okay to do in 10
10
minute
10
chunks.
minutes. 10 minutes is great.
But
Yeah.
always retune every time.
Usually your guitar won't lose tune if you're not
Unless
moving it.
people are bumping into it or you're in the car or whatnot. Okay. All right, so do that. Find a song. Practice 10 to 10 minutes or twice. Morning and night. Keep it next to your bed maybe or wherever your workspace is if
Yeah.
you can.
Exactly.
And just make it your friend. Have fun. I think the most important thing is.
Yeah, exactly. Have fun with it.
If it's not fun, you're not going to play.
If it starts to hurt, don't take a break.
If it starts to hurt,
Yeah.
don't take a break?
No, take a break.
I was going to say, yeah. And
Yeah,
my
take-
finger, you should get calluses.
Yeah, you should get
Let
calluses.
me feel.
but
You have calluses?
I have thick calluses.
You better have calluses or
I have-
you're not practicing.
I have thick calluses. Yeah.
If you don't have, like, did the
I have calluses that have grown over, so you can only really feel that.
But you
tip.
can tell if you've practiced. Do you
Yeah.
coach your students and go, oh,
Yeah,
you need to
sometimes
practice more.
I'll do that. Usually it's one of those things. It takes 2 months. It takes 2 months to build calluses
okay.
on average.
But that's a sign of
Yeah.
that you're doing your work.
If you
Having fun.
have fun with
Try
it.
new things.
Exactly. So yeah.
All right. I think we're
All right,
good.
I think we are good.
Thank you for your time,
No
Drew.
problem.
And I'll see you next time.
Yes.
All right. That was the vlog. That's a wrap.
Oh,
Try new things.
cool.
Sub the channel. And thank you, Drew. That was awesome.
My pocket.
Okay, I just finished my second guitar lesson and I had so much fun. I loved it. I'm looking forward to getting better at playing guitar, practicing. The lesson was awesome. It was like an hour long and I had an awesome instructor. So I have my homework. I'm going to be practicing about 20 minutes a day just to get things moving and learn some new songs. So if you're new to the channel, we're all about trying new things, and I am trying this guitar lesson out, and it was my second one and so much fun, and can't wait for my next one. So thanks for coming along with me on the journey. See you in the next video.